The other day, Zoe and I were doing press.
So hi. There was actually so many animals on this set, so many animals every day, but a lot of dances and and then, all right, I'm having a party, or like we're going out, or we're doing this, or having poker nights, or just like, it was like 2 weeks of that. I can't remember how many days, but I think OD's upstairs and like Flea and that are carrying it. I mean, you know, some things had to be, and it was just like that really great combination where
It starts like really specifically directing you and you have to repeat it over and over and over again.
But I think Damien was also accommodating for me not being able to do, you know, Manny, Diego's character's first day on a film set where Brad Pitt's character is being a director.
That took me, why that took me so long to be like...
Great actor, but yeah. And I was just like, as I was watching, I was like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm gonna watch Carrie's movie. I don't think of you as an actor when I'm watching you. I think of you as a real life human being.
We were still doing all of our press for Promising Young Woman, which it's true. We were like, those jeans were God, goddess. Anyway, based on stuff that we all know and experience, totally different. And the story that they wrote, you know, and the women who came forward, you know, it's very kind of...
Yeah, an amalgamation of real life stories put into a fictional character. But, you know, Nicole and Charlize, everyone's playing like real life people, Roger Ailes. It's a different vibe on set when you're playing people who are still very much alive and when the events that you're portraying are pretty recent in people's mind. Like it is, it's just a different thing. And I felt, I can imagine you must have.
Yeah. And the work that they did in sort of developing these relationships with the survivors who ultimately came forward and who were being bullied by a man, and you know that they had the New York Times behind them, I think was a huge part of it. But yeah, it just felt like...
Did you get to spend time with Megan, journalist that you?
Yeah, so Megan, this is sort of indisputable.
That's something I found in the movie that I was like, oh, the bureaucracy of this is infuriating and must be like beyond infuriating if you were Megan or who, you know, it's any journalist in that position, to verify and not be able to share them because you have to verify it with this. And, you know, it seemed like there were so many hoops to jump through in order to just tell the truth.
What's great about that...
Also, so much bullshit is written that is... How come the New York Times can't just tell everyone the truth? But like some ridiculous, you know, the Daily Mail can just make up insanity. Like it's just to know that.
So that
I guess too, if it's going to get caught up in like criminal proceedings.
Which it was.
Because you don't want to mess up a trial.
Exactly.
I was so curious when you hear Harvey Weinstein, when you hear Trump.
Our amazing Mike Houston played Weinstein.
His voice every time, or some of it a recording?
No. And then...
But everything else is him.
Everything else is Mikey.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And the presence.
And then other people were voice actors. The guy who I did no image to put to his face except this.
Well done. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's so, and it's funny because I remember thinking, well, it's definitely not really Gwyneth Paltrow, but whoever just impersonated her nailed it. And then also, you know, our protagonist of the story, like he's actually directed his own stuff and, you know, he's...
Particularly the top of the film,
I know I love that person's work and I know I've met them before, and like, but I was like, Damien, that Nellie's not going to back down from a fight if that's their Manny. But I didn't know his head was bleeding. He hid it from me.
The crying scene being one, but like...
Which if I watched that movie, I'd think that we shot for 6 months.
Yeah, I would have thought.
I did. I gave it everything. I gave it, there's no regret. There's no regrets. There's no what I look like waving.
You made it work though.
Everyone was so young and so many drugs were legal and it was like, again, madness, like that scene. And as soon as I got to work actually on Babylon, my first day, no, but I like, oh, and crew parking's there and oh, and that, and oh, we just bought a penalty. Oh, okay, like, that's so embarrassing. I would be mortified to do that, but when I'm...
I only where to put my hands. And then when I do red carpets and they go over the shoulder, I go, I don't do that.
It's this.
That's so nice.
And then over the shoulder. They always, you said, they always scream for over the shoulder.
Yeah.
I make it look like I'm walking and then back to the pose. And
that's nice.
No matter what they say, I don't listen. I just do those two poses.
Yeah, I
don't. It's just too mortifying otherwise.
I was like, oh.
Well, you'll notice the pose on the red carpet, they're always adjusting their cufflinks.
I remember
they all get out of the car and do this.
Yeah. And they're also like, they're
the swatch in and it's either that.
I remember in Cannes, Leonardo DiCaprio telling me...
Great Gatsby, I'm guessing.
Promoting The Great Gatsby. I remember him saying, look at the wristwatches. And that's
brilliant.
Yeah.
Carrie said she's going to do it. I was like, no way.
Funny.
I was like,
but you probably deserve a little break time.
I could stop. No, but that's who I'm a producer on and you're starring.
Asked me to come and play.
While we were prepping Barbie, and Greta and I were like, oh my God, let's get Emerald to do this part. It's like, sorry, I'm okay. We're gonna reshuffle things.
Yeah.
So thank God, she said yes. So I knew I wanted to work with her.
So
you should have come to set while we were shooting.
I was doing another actor-director, yeah.
I see a pattern. I'm so happy to hear that you're friends in real life as well. Because
because they thought it was sort of like, and they don't. They dress like kind of like this. I mean, they don't.
Clearly we could talk forever, but we can go do that off camera. Not everyone has to witness us catch